Hey y'all, welcome to Culture Cult. My name is Marie. I am the host of the show, and this is a show where we're trying to learn about every freaking country in the world. But today we are doing a travel story episode, and we are interviewing James Hammond from the Winging It Travel podcast. And my God, this guy has gone everywhere. Like, I swear every time on Instagram, he's on a different country, and it's some random ass country. And I'm like, what? What the hell? I thought I was a damn digital nomad. So James is here today to tell us about his time in Lebanon. Though despite he has been to so many countries I've never even heard of, Lebanon was the country that shocked him the most. And this is after the Beirut explosion he went. And he even ended up having tea with Hezbollah. I mean, just a crazy, crazy story. It really opened his eyes to a lot of things. And I'm really excited to get into this episode. So let's get into it. To start off, the question I love to ask people, if you were a country, what country would you be? Not what country you love, what country defines you?
Is that defining me with what I think I am? What I think I am or what I actually am?
Dude, you can answer both. I like that, actually.
What I like to think I am is probably Brazil.
Okay.
Larger than life, loves a good time party, bit carefree. I like to think that. But I don't think I am that extravagant. That's my wish, but what I actually
you don't
am.
Get Brazil.
I think I am Spain because I think their approach to lifestyle is very much like mine, where I don't try to have too much stress. Well, apart from my job, then I like to think that the way they live is the way I would like to live. Very laid back, prioritize time, prioritize good food, coffee, naps.
Yeah.
Just the way they live is what I like to think is the way I'd like to live. Whether I'm doing it is another question, but I think that's me.
Yeah, I love that. It's actually quite interesting. Europe, there's a clear divide between lifestyles, between Northern Europe and Southern Europe. What's up with that? I mean, usually North and South of countries do have that, but like it's a pretty big divide between like someone from Sweden or like Germany. I'm so curious about that, what your opinion is.
There are big differences. And I think Northern Europeans are, well, it's not a PC podcast, so I'm going to say what I want. I think Northern Europeans are harder working. That might be controversial. I think they're willing to put more hours into work, which is not necessarily a good thing. But don't forget, they can't go outside for a lot of the year. So if you're in Northern Europe and Scandinavia, I mean, the winter time is going to be bleak.
Might as well work.
Yeah, so you might as well work, and you're more of an indoor person, right? You're more of an indoor culture. Have dinner inside, probably. When summer comes, you have 3 months of good times and you kind of bunker down for the rest of the year. Whereas I think the Southern Europeans have a full-on experience of life throughout the whole of the year. I think they can have a great time in the winter as opposed to the summer. Summer probably a bit too hot, but it's just a completely different lifestyle that they probably prefer have wine with lunch and then have a 2-hour lunch and then have friends around or family.
Yeah.
Whereas I think we're a bit more siloed in Northern Europe. Maybe Northern Europe is more like US, maybe, if I was to have a guess. Whereas Southern Europe is the dream, and that's why I said Spain, because I want to be in Southern Europe. I think when you're in your 20s, you think Northern Europe, we'll do the Germany thing, we'll be on time, we'll work hard, we'll get the money. Then you start to realise, lifestyle is actually better in the South.
That makes total sense. Also, I mean, let's be honest, like all the economies are better in the North, but then like no one's vacationing as much to Germany as are to Greece. Like there's a reason why people go to these places in the South, but there's also a reason why nothing works and their economy is like in the gutter because they're living life. And like, honestly, coming from America, I wish I was from a country that didn't prioritize like the government economy and just more about like chilling. I really like that.
I know, exactly. I concur. Exactly. 100%.
I really like that. But okay, so you are the host of the Winging It Travel podcast. Why did you call it Winging It?
Probably a bit like Spain. I'm just winging life, really. My mum coined the term, must have been 15 years ago, when I came back from one of my trips. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I don't know, really." She goes, "You're just kind of winging it, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." And then that was it. That was my title. And she agreed.
I love that. I love that. I feel like that makes certain people uncomfortable, like the idea that they're winging it or they're winging it in their travel plans. They're winging it in life. But like, let's be honest, we actually all are. You just might think you have control.
That's true. You think when you're a kid that people actually got their shit together, but they haven't. Like,
they don't.
Adults haven't got a clue.
So like when you're traveling, you're very type B? Then you're truly just showing up.
Showing up, not much plan. Would rather take a recommendation of someone who's literally there on the ground or local and I don't like to know too much. Don't like to plan too much. I want to learn and see it as I go. Like on the podcast, I don't know if you get this. Well, you might do because you do such a unique perspective on you learn about the history and stuff. When I come on the podcast, people give me recommendations and things to watch and things to read. I'm like, I don't want to do that before my trip. I'll do it after the trip when I've been there, and I like to reflect on what I've seen compared to the literature. But before, I'm like, nah, I want a surprise. I want to know what that looks like in real time, not like watch a YouTube video about it.
Okay, I love that. I think I've been doing it the wrong way, and it has
Okay.
ruined me. I get
Oh,
so obsessed. I love a YouTube channel.
mm,
I love it. And then when I get there, I'm like, wait, it doesn't have the same feeling as the YouTube channel. Or
yeah,
like that happened to me in London, actually. Grew up watching British TV. I got to London and I was like, what the hell is this? This isn't anything like the BBC. And I feel like if I had just let go and just not observed before, and then like how you
yeah.
said after, I like how you said after, because then it's like adding color to the story. But I think when you look, if you're on Pinterest too much, you're on YouTube too much, you're on these fucking awful travel Instagrams that are like 5 places to go in Croatia. Like that is going to fuck you up once you get there. I think you're so right. That first day in a country is addicting. Like you just get there and you're like, what's going on? That's the best feeling.
Oh, it's unrivaled. And I think they can go to local areas. Like if you're just going to somewhere local that's new, that is the same feeling of that exhilaration as going to somewhere that's like a brand new country. I think that's kind of the addictive part of travel. I think that's what I'm, I guess, kind of chasing. I feel for people who've actually been to every country. Imagine being to every country or every place. Like imagine not having an actual new country to go to. That'd be pretty dire, wouldn't it?
See, I
I'd
feel like
want to
that's
achieve
you.
that when,
I
yeah,
feel
but when
like,
I'm older, when I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
I get to 80, I'm like, yeah, I've hit the last one. I'm done. I'm retiring. That's it. I'm done.
It's like someone like Drew Binsky who's like literally gone to every single country at this point.
Yeah, he's been there for 5 minutes and he goes for 5 minutes and dips out again. Yeah.
There's this guy on he lives in New York and he spends his weekends flying abroad. It is wild. He will go to Egypt for like 4 or 5 hours and then get back on the plane and go to New York.
Is that
And
the
he
guy who went to Kenya and done a
probably
safari?
yep, yeah, probably. And well, it's good. He's helping people who have 9 to 5s explain like there's no excuse, but it is like you
Yeah.
can only get so much of a country in that. But I think for me, it's quality over quantity. I like to spend months in a country. Or like
Yes, I'm the
I just
same.
I love like seeing it unfold deeply. But I see that's how I see you because you've been to so many countries. Like I bet you I can name one right now, and you've been. Can we do that? I feel
Yeah,
like
do what you want.
Uruguay.
No, but that's actually coming. But that's April. That's April.
I knew it.
I can't believe you picked that one. Yeah, that's funny.
This is an easy one. Cambodia.
Yeah, twice. Yeah.
Russia.
No.
Okay, Liechtenstein.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay, I'll do an African country.
No,
Zimbabwe.
haven't been to Africa. Haven't been to Africa.
Why?
Great question. Yeah, that's a good question. I just feel like for me it's a thing. As in like I don't want to dip in actually. I want to my next phase of travel, if it's Africa, I want it to be Africa. I want it to be like
Mm,
3, 4, 5 years going to different parts of Africa. I don't want to really
wow.
dip in. That's my thinking. So I want to get other parts done first, and then we're going to really concentrate now on that maybe in my late 30s because I'm like, I think I'll be experienced enough, young enough, just the right combo. I
Yeah, it
think.
is like some of the countries there aren't rookie countries. Some are. But like
Mm.
I think and also it's expensive to travel within Africa. So you need to pick.
Yes.
You need to pick
Yeah.
wisely. I guess like what was the first travel experience for you that like really opened your eyes? Like if you can take us to that moment.
Well, it definitely was Bangkok in 2013
Okay.
when I landed with my friend. We decided to go to 3 months in Southeast Asia, but that wasn't my plan. I wanted to do very sheltered upbringing. I wanted to do Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. I was like,
You're like,
Fiji
where are
for
the
the
white people
beaches.
at?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
That makes
where's that
sense.
Commonwealth at? Yeah.
The
Um,
Commonwealth.
get me there. And then he said, "Oh, do you want to go to Southeast Asia?" I'm like, where the hell is that? He's like, "Well,
Above it.
yeah, yeah, Bubba, yeah." I was
That's
like,
so
"Yeah,
funny.
we can do, yeah, okay."
Sure.
So I winged that. I had no idea where I was going, but it was a flight to Bangkok. And because I was so sheltered, I mean, I'm planning to go traveling for 2 years, like Australia work permit, and then either side. And the World Cup in South America would have been after
Oh,
Australia, so I knew
fun.
that was coming. But again, South America, it's a bit like Spain, isn't it? That's what I was thinking at the time. But Southeast Asia was a completely new experience, like mind blowing. And when I got to Bangkok, I landed, my shower gel exploded in my bag. All my stuff was covered in shower gel.
Ew.
I had a really bad headache, and we just wandered around to get this random green curry in the street. But
Yes.
the smell, the sound, the people approaching you for scams, that all came in the first couple of days. And I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm not sure I like this, but I had to ride it out. I think what helped was the friends that we made in the hostel.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's a shared experiences of going to Kosan Road, ping pong show, which is not great.
Whoa. I
Yeah,
can't
all
believe you
that,
saw that.
yeah, all that sort of stuff kind of brings you together as a little family for a week. So the
Yeah.
first 2 days were hairy. I wasn't sure I liked it, but once you acclimatize, I began to absolutely love it. And I still say now Bangkok is my favorite city, which I'm going back to in December, almost 10 years after. So it'd be pretty cool
Wow.
to go and relive those experiences, I think.
I love that. Bangkok, what a great first place to go to. It is like in your face,
Yes, that
very in your
smell.
face.
Oh,
Yeah. Honestly, Bangkok wasn't my favorite. So like,
okay, fair,
but that's the
fair.
thing is like it's a very dynamic city. So like I think it's a place you can go multiple times and have different experiences. There's nothing wrong happened there. I just the rest of Thailand to me, I saw that first. So then when I got to
Okay.
Bangkok, I was like, get me back south. Like I love Southern Thailand.
To finish on Bangkok, Bangkok these days is a very cosmopolitan, almost westernized city. I don't think it's the same as when I was there
No.
in 2013. Now it's like going home. So I don't really see it as maybe the out there destination anymore. But back then it felt like it was.
Yeah, you might as well be home in the UK. It's so many Brits. It's like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think like the Brits are in Spain and Thailand. That's where they are.
That's the top two destinations for Brits. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why like I love Thailand because I was like, wait, I'm just hanging out with British people, but I actually don't have to be in the UK. This is great.
And I've mentioned both already in this podcast in the first 10 minutes.
That's
On
so
brand.
true. Actually, that is so true that you said Spain is your
Yeah.
I'm just so weak. No, but
Oh.
it's so funny. That is where all the Brits hang out. All the Aussies hang out in Bali. Actually, that was one of my
Yeah.
questions. What's the best tourist for you and the worst tourist for you? Because you've traveled a lot and you've been in a lot of hostels.
Yeah. Well, the best tourist for me is a hostel goer who is willing to be open
Hmm.
to local perspectives, but also willing to make friends. Don't be a dick. Invite people in, have a beer, and do some shared experiences.
Yeah.
And give good advice. Don't give crappy advice. I think that's the classic backpacker hostel person, which is great. But the worst type of tourist is cruise ship tourists.
Yeah.
We get 3 a day in the summer in Vancouver here,
Oh God.
and I detest everyone I see going through the water. 'Cause I live in West Vancouver, so we see them roll in and roll out of the harbour, and I hate them.
I know, because like when you're on a cruise, you're actually not traveling. You're just there for the cruise, which, hey, listen, that's fun. But once
Yeah,
you get off, they give you like 3 hours. So they like, it's like Disneyland. They try to buy everything and they're just like in the way and they're not experiencing the place at all because they actually don't have enough a lot of time. The
no,
boat will
and you
leave
hear the
them.
horn from the cruise ship means you got to get back on. 3 hours later.
Oh my gosh.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Um,
But I think if you're a cruise ship tourist, you're not really a tourist. You just like want to be on a boat for 4 or 5 days. Why?
it's a bit freaky. I've done it and I can't lie. I was a bit freaked out. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what are we doing on this? Like, I looked at the black, wide ocean and I was like, what are we doing out here on a party boat? Like,
Yeah.
this, what do we do? Like, we could do this on land. I'm confused. The first few days are fun, but then after that, it's a bit, all right, that's enough for me.
Yeah. I think you can't escape. That for
No.
me is the thing. It's a personal thing. I'm not, people might not worry about that, but if you want to quit that day and go to land, you can't. Like,
Nope.
that for me is freak territory. I think voluntourism tourists, they're the next ones
Oh, wait, why?
because there's that whole white saviorism attached
Mm,
to it, and they go for 2 weeks and they think they're making a difference, whereas actually they're just leeching off a free trip. And you need to be there like weeks and months commitment to change anything anywhere. So I
yeah.
think those type of tourists where they dip in for 2 weeks, claim they're making a difference.
Yeah. Take
Not a
a
fan.
picture with the sad kid and be
Yeah,
like, I changed him.
yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. I guess I don't know that many people that do that. Probably people here in the South in the churches probably go to their like where was I where they were like spreading Christianity? I was somewhere, I think I was in Mexico. And I heard these like Christian, they all had t-shirts.
Yeah,
And I was like, hey guys, what are you spreading Christianity for? This is like the most Catholic country in North America. Like, who are you spreading Christianity to?
I'm
The
like, why are you in Mexico?
Mexican people?
I
They're more Christian than you.
I can't believe Mexico is like the least place you need to worry about. But
Yeah, I know. I was like, they're praying to
I
God before you even get there. That's so funny to me. Okay, so like you've been literally everywhere, as I've already quizzed you. What country completely surprised you? Like better or for worse?
I think that is Lebanon for sure. That's a trip and a half.
Let's get into that travel story then, actually. If that's the country that surprised
Yeah.
you the most.
Yeah. So what happened was I know a friend from the podcast who's Portuguese, and she does a bit of blogging and a bit of traveling, predominantly Middle East she travels actually. And she said, "Oh, my friend lives in Beirut and he does a tour with a Portuguese tour company." And I said, "Oh, do they accept English speaking people?" They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure they would." And the price is really cheap. So I didn't go to Lebanon on my own. This is the first time I've ever done a tour. I was like, I'll go and try it out.
Hmm.
I'll see if I like it because I like to travel by my own and do my own thing. But this is 9 days. And I thought, okay, quite cheap. Let's do it. So I arrive into Lebanon, not really knowing really the basics that much.
Yeah, because again, you don't research it, you just wing it.
Yeah. And when you first see the port in Beirut, you know, the explosion that happened in,
Was this
oh, it must have been
before?
6, 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, it must have been, was that 8 years ago? That
Yeah.
biggest maritime, no, sorry, the biggest peacetime non-war explosion was in the port of Beirut,
Yeah.
and it ripped through Beirut, and it's like half the building's still just like falling apart. And the hub where it exploded in the port is like a little stub. And
What?
seeing that, and then asking Zhao, who's the guy, like, oh, what? Well, how come that house is renovated and that one's not? He goes, well, that one's renovated because they're rich and they've got money, and that one's renovated because they haven't got money and the government are not helping anyone. I was like, right. So this Beirut experience was yin and yang, and he took us some areas in Beirut which are on the red list on your UN US like advisory thing online where it says like go to Beirut but avoid these areas. We went to
Hmm.
those areas like Shantila and stuff like that in South Beirut, and it's hardcore.
Yeah.
It's like small windy streets, lots of like Hamas at the time before the current troubles, Hamas Palestinian flags, a lot of I guess the Hezbollah is the main thing there. So
Hmm.
like lots of pro. I met some Hezbollah people, really nice, must admit. Went to Hezbollah Museum, welcomed us in,
Love
really
it.
nice. So yeah, all this sort of experiences where I don't think I should be doing this, but I'm in it and I'm
Hmm.
enjoying it and I'm meeting people and I'm learning a different perspective.
Hmm.
And to finish the story is I thought, well, it's intense and I'm hearing stuff I probably traditionally don't like to hear, but there's a reason behind it. And I was like, so maybe like why they support Hezbollah is for this reason.
Hmm.
So, okay. Like one example would be COVID, for example. They were the only people in the whole of Lebanon who distributed out kits, you know, injections, vaccinations, like on a scale. The government might have done a little bit, but these guys were helping anyone with that, which is like
Hmm.
stuff you don't hear about. So learning all this stuff was intense. And then I heard gunshots in Tripoli. That was a bit of a hairy experience. When you see your guide tell you to get in a castle when it's like fort and wait, and he's on the phone, like seeking, like shaking a little bit, like, okay, what the fuck's going
Oh
on?
no. That's the tour
Um,
guide shaking. Oh no.
I've got a clip, right? I feel quite cringe watching the clip. It is funny.
Yeah.
The clip is of us like huddling in this little cover in this fort, right? Because Tripoli in the north, it's got a castle atop the hill. It's an unbelievable setting. And we're up there and we start hearing these like ricochets off. Like, what the fuck is that? So we go in, and I've got this video of me filming us like just huddling here, concerned faces, but I'm taking it as a bit of a laugh. And I said to Joe, is this normal? And instantly one of the other guys went, no, it's not. Like the timing is like me just trying to get some commentary out of it, and it's like instant reactions. No, it's not
No.
normal. Like, okay, right, okay.
Like, so this is not a podcast clip? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I should share it with you and see what you think. I think you find it funny.
Honestly,
Yeah.
but I react like that to everything. I just can't be serious even in a serious moment because I'm
Yeah.
like, life is short. I don't know. If there's gunshots, like let's have a little laugh. What are we gonna do? What can you do? Might as well make a
Yeah.
podcast clip. Oh wow, it's so funny because you paid for that experience. Like you paid to hear gunshots, pretty much.
Yeah, and we went down to the market in town and we heard them again, but they're like proper. So we had like skirmishes off the wall, or it feels like that, right? Just like like that, like randomly in the castle. But in the market, we hear like
Whoa.
like that quick gunshot stuff. Like, whoa, that's
Now,
proper.
how is everyone else reacting around you? Like the
No one's
locals?
reacting. No one's reacting.
Yeah.
No one is like doing anything. So that was a bit weird. And then we asked Joe what was going on, and he said, "Oh, actually, it's nothing to worry about in the end." But some local family, I think they had a car crash, and I think two or three of the brothers died in this car crash, like really bad. And in that part of the world, you bury your dead on the day, or at least the next day. So what happened was they're carrying the bodies through the market, through the town to the resting place, and to give a salute, they do a gun salute. And I said to
Okay.
Chow, "Oh, I thought like when he said gun salute, that'd be like this is the British in me, like people in their red coats, like they're all like lined up in a row, 1, 2, 3, bang, bang, bang." He goes,
Yeah.
"Oh God, no! It's people with guns going way like this."
Oh shit.
That's what you're hearing, like just people just doing it randomly. It's like, oh my God, yeah,
Whoa.
yeah.
Oh
So
my
that was
gosh.
an experience, and we saw one of the bit morbid really. We saw one of the coffins come through, and all local people like following the coffin through the market, and it's like chaos
Oh.
to the mosque. That was an experience as well. So yeah, that's all in all just a bit of a wild time up there in Tripoli. Beirut was a thing, and then even in between all of that, there's other stuff. So it's just that the whole country as a whole was crazy.
What is Beirut like?
Hmm. Do you know what? It's the weirdest place. It is like the trendiest place you can find in some areas. Like you're talking like top end brunch places, coffee streets that look like Paris in the old
Mm.
days. Hence the term Paris of the Middle East, isn't it? Then you can go to like the non areas you should go to, and it's like, oh wow, it's a bit like squalor and a bit like the poor people are just trying to survive
Wow.
alongside the factions of Christians, well, Armenians, Christians, Shias, Sunnis, they're all segregated a little bit into the
Okay.
areas. So it's that sort of vibe where it is one city, but different areas house their own people. So
Yeah, it's like
it's
it's
strange.
one city, but actually has lots of cities in it.
Yeah. Like you step over that road, you shouldn't be there. It's just a road, but like there's like unofficial red lines. But honestly, we went to the area, and I want to give a shout out to this guy. He's probably not going to listen because he doesn't know the podcast, but he's called Hussein, right? And he's in one of these areas in Beirut where you're not supposed to go to. Can't quite remember the name of it, but we went there, and across the way is this like tech center where like these young Lebanese from university are studying, and then over the road is this area where you're not supposed to go to. And he was out there with a barbecue. This is during Ramadan. I was there in Ramadan as well. Doing a barbecue with beer, saying, "Oh, do you want a beer? Do you want to eat some pork, chicken, whatever you want?" I'm like, hang on a minute. I thought Muslims don't drink that much, especially during Ramadan, and eat, especially during Ramadan. He goes, "Oh, look, yes, if you're one of those who strictly follow it, I respect that." He goes, "But your guests in this area of ours, you can have what you want."
Oh,
And he welcomes people from across the whole city to have his little barbecue. So he's like this little local celebrity where he's called Hussein, lovely guy. You can go and see him, grab a beer, get some chicken shawarma, and sit down and have a chat. What a guy.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, it just sounds like it's a world that's caught between old and new, also caught between
Yes.
like the geopolitics of, I'm gonna be fucking frank, living next to Israel. And then
Yeah.
also, yeah, and it's like, but then you have like these posh areas where the wealthy are thriving.
Yeah.
And then you have people where we're like, our house got blown up and no one's taking care of that. It's just like you see it all. Like you're gonna see it all.
Yeah. There's no real reason to it, I don't think. It's a
Yeah.
mix. You can't say Israel in Lebanon. You call it Mexico because they don't say those words. So Jal said, right, so that lockdown in the south, you
Mhm.
don't call them by Israel, you call them Mexico because obviously the
Wait, why they
US
gotta bring Mexico into it? Mexico is like, it's a,
purely geographical, nothing else. It's just because
okay. So I'm
it's
like,
just because they're
Mexico is
south.
awesome.
Yeah. It's just because they're in the south. That's the only reason.
Okay, okay. At least like on my end, I'm very, very pro-Palestine. I'm very, like,
Yes.
very loud about that. So when I'm hearing your story, I'm hearing those. Yeah, the South Lebanon is they. Yeah, it's just very hard. It's very hard. I feel like
Yeah.
when you go there, you're actually seeing what that's happening to them all the time. Like that's why the gunshots is what nothing,
Yeah. Nothing. And
nothing.
we went to Tyre in the south, which is like another city that I guess before the troubles was like, you shouldn't go there. Definitely not now, but
Yeah.
because of the rockets and stuff. But honestly, the people there were incredible. We had this amazing guide to see the Hippodrome in Tyre, which is like a UNESCO site. No one's there. This UNESCO Roman site, it's like a chariot stadium in the middle
Wow.
of Tyre. You're literally a couple of miles from the border. I'm like, this place is unreal. The promenade down by the water, lovely, insane, like awesome. So like I can't get my head around Lebanon because I get told so much stuff from the press or from
Yes.
people shouldn't go there. But the time I had there, meeting different types of people, Christians, Shias, Sunnis, Alawites, people who don't identify as nothing, were all lovely to me. And I went to some places that you probably shouldn't go to. So I'm like, oh, what is this place? But honestly, the best trip.
Wow. Wow. I love that you went there. And I'm actually proud of that you took a tour. I'm proud of you that like you went outside your comfort zone. And that is like the biggest thing I want people to take away is like stop listening to the goddamn news. They
Yeah.
want you to be scared of other people. They want that. And it's like you got to go and
Yeah.
experience it for yourself. And then you can say what you want to say after you've been somewhere. I think that's your right. Like you've been there, you had experiences, you can talk about however you feel. But like you need to experience places yourself.
Yes. And also, you wouldn't believe, like, you would find this funny, the look on the guy's face in the Hezbollah Museum. So the Hezbollah Museum is attached to a mosque, and it's the most ridiculous mosque. It's like gold everywhere and
Mm.
like huge place. Obviously, don't get tourists. And when we rolled in, the guy with a gun at the front was like he couldn't believe what he's seen. He was shocked. It's like, welcome. Do you want tea? I was like, yeah.
Puts the
I
gun.
thought I'd chance then. I thought I'd try and get a photo, but he said, no, I can't take a photo because I've got a gun. I was like, oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll have tea.
That's so funny. That's my favorite is like when you're traveling and like you are the only tourist they've ever seen. That's the best. And they're
Yeah.
shocked. And they're like, what are you
And the
doing
locals
here?
are shocked as well. And they're like coming up to us and shaking our hands and say welcome and all that. Just like hospitality is second to
It's
none.
but like that's such a good experience even for them because like they're a victim to how the West portrays them. So
Yeah.
like so they're the victim on the other side of that. And just to see like another like a British guy, like for it's so good to have those worlds collide. It's really, really good to have worlds collide like that, I think.
Yes. I do wonder though, because I was with Portuguese, whether I was kind of not known as the British guy, because they do have a different feeling towards Brits rather than
Totally.
Portuguese, right? Yeah, so,
Yeah,
for obvious
totally.
reasons.
Yeah. But that accent came out. You can't hide that accent.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Wow. I think trying to think like the place that was the most shocking for me. I think the most shocking place I've ever been was the Philippines.
Oh, okay. Why is that?
Mhm. I think because people go to the Philippines, they go to Palawan and all those
Okay.
islands.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to a really, really random island. Like the guy at the border control was like, "Which island are you going to?" And I was like, "I don't know." And he was like, "You don't know." And I was like, "No." And he's like, "I can't let you in. Like you need to pick. You need to know where you're going." So I turned to the
Oh,
guy behind me. I
yeah.
was like, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm going to a scuba diving camp, in Dumaguete." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to Dumaguete." And that guy gave me such a look. He was like, "Oh my God, this bitch is gonna die." So yeah, I went to an island called Dumaguete to a scuba diving camp with a divorced San Franciscan man I met in line. And yeah, it was I don't know. I think it was a bit shocking to me there. I think it was the first time I saw some animal stuff I didn't like to see, like
Oh,
cockfighting.
oh,
Um
wow. Yeah. Okay.
Lots
Yeah.
of stray dogs that were in dire need of help. I think it really unsettled me a bit, but it
Mm,
was so beautiful there. It's just
I can
how you're
imagine.
talking about with
Yeah.
like Lebanon. Like not every country you're going to go back to. Not every country is
Yeah.
supposed to be like this dreamy vacation. Like, it can't all be Spain or France, for me, but like it is good to see. I'm not running back to the Philippines
No.
personally, but I did see stuff that I never seen before.
Yeah. I've never been to Philippines, but I think that cockfighting thing, I think I might have saw that in Indonesia maybe,
Yeah.
which wasn't a nice thing to see. But for Lebanon though, the middle part of the country is like Greece. As a country as a whole, it was shocking because of the geopolitics and the Palestinians I was speaking to in Beirut and all that stories, and
Mm.
it's quite heartbreaking really. But Then you go an hour north of Beirut, and you're like, oh, am I just like on a Greek island here? It's got those like classic white buildings with the blue tops and on the Mediterranean coast. Here's like a different world, but sandwiched in between the poor north in Tripoli to the Beirut in the south, and then in the middle is like Greece, and then the east is like Christian rich people in the hills with their massive houses, and then you go to the south, it's like near the border. It's like, oh my God. So
It's a small country. It's not a big country.
such a small country. Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can have a crazy ass road trip if you
Yeah.
did a road trip.
You can have a real crazy morning and go and chill out in the afternoon.
You would have, yeah, I really actually not a road trip, a crazy 48 hours. That's so wild. Well, thank you for sharing that. I know that's like it was, especially with like what's happening currently. It's gonna be hard to talk about, but you did experience that. Like you did go to the South, and you got to meet people who actually got to live there, live their daily lives there. You know?
Yeah.
So,
And if people really want to experience it, I think maybe 8 or 9 days is perfect. You'll get to see different parts of that.
yeah.
Baalbek in the east is near the Syrian border, so you're going to meet some Syrians and also see amazing ruins.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where, honestly, untouched Roman ruins is incredible. And then another group of people I didn't really speak about was Armenians. You're going to meet loads of Armenians because they fled there during the genocide from Turkey. So there's a big community there in Beirut. And it's like, again, they're kind of sheltered from the port side because they're not that side of it. So actually, it's just like a nice little Armenian city in a city.
Yeah.
Met a person called Harpy. She gave us lunch and she was crying because she loved the whole like experience for a couple of hours of speaking to us and was singing songs, and like honestly the people are incredible across the board.
And the
You
food.
should and oh my God, the food. Yeah, I got the shits a few times because I'm I'm allergic to chickpea, which is not great in the Mediterranean. So
The worst place.
yeah, I have great and bad memories of food. Like the food was incredible to eat,
Yep.
but my body couldn't take some of it. So
Oh.
I'm struggling, like taking Imodium pretty much every day.
That's so funny. Also, I want to
Yeah.
mention quickly with the Armenian genocide. There's a book I read called The Bastard of Istanbul, and I
Oh.
really want to shout it out to everyone.
Yeah.
Wow, what a book! The writer, her name is Elif. I'm gonna say her name wrong. Elif Shafak. She's amazing.
Okay.
She's actually banned from Turkey, her home country, from writing this
Yeah.
book. It is a beautiful, beautiful book about a Turkish family and an Armenian family kind of forced to get to know each other. And
Oh, yeah.
the Turkish family is kind of like, get over it. Like, and the Armenian family is like, this is going to be living in our blood for years, the genocide. But also, it's a funny book. Like, it's funny and it's witty and it's whimsical, but it's also really important to read. And I had no idea about the Armenian genocide before I read this book. And then I found out that the author is banned from her own country, and she lives in England now. She's banned from Turkey from writing it. So I highly recommend the book, The Bastard of Istanbul. Yeah.
Go check
I
that
think
out. Yeah.
It opened my eyes a lot to things I had no clue about.
Yeah.
So I guess to end, I do want to talk about your podcast, and I also want to talk about a little bit how the hell you're traveling, because you work for a company, you work a 9 to 5, but you're going to so many places. You've traveled so many places. How are you doing that? There's so many people listening right now who are in your situation and they want that.
Yeah. So I decided midway through college, music college, I was at it's called BIM. It's in London. It's like a music school. That I was not cut out for the music industry. It's too ruthless. It's too hardcore. It's like football, soccer.
Yeah.
You want to like you're the best in your own little place. When you get to like the place like the top league, and you've got other good players around you, it's like, oh shit, you have to go even one further. And musicians in London are a different level.
Oh, totally.
Anyway, yeah. I was like, no, I'm not cut out for this. I'll go and travel instead.
Yeah.
So what I did is I there's a story to it, like the real quick story is I had an ex-girlfriend in 2010 who was like a 3-month summer romance, so very more of a quick thing really. But she introduced me to the idea of a traveling thing. She went for 3 months. I was like, oh, very middle class. I'm very working class. Oh, what is this thing? You just go for 3 months. I'm like, what do you mean go for 3 months? What do you do? So she explained it. And then from then on, when she broke up with me, it's pretty sad, but moved on and went to Australia at the end of that year to get over it really. And when I landed in Australia, I was like, oh wow, there's a different world out here. And I met a guy at the cricket and he said, you should get a work permit out here and come and work for a year, get a good job, get paid well, and then you can go travel other places. I'm like, oh, that sounds great. So when I got back in January, I booked my work permit in Australia. And from that day, which is in 2011, I worked 2 years solid to get money, save as much as I could. But when I went in 2013 January, that was it. And from then on, I did work visas. So I did Australia, New Zealand, and Canada, where I'm now. I worked. Basically, the rule is I travel 3 to 6 months. I work for a year, save, I repeat, quit job, travel, repeat, all that sort of stuff. I did that for 10 years, like a decade.
Wow.
Finally culminating in a year trip in 2023. But I learned some lessons. I think when you get older, you change your perspective a little bit
Yeah.
and how you want to do it in the future. But for that 10 years, I was literally just finding any job, pretty flexible, not the best at one thing, but okay at most things. I worked on
Hmm.
farms and on tractors. I worked in offices. I worked in government. I worked in public sector, private sector, insurance, so all the different types of
Wow.
jobs, just trying to get money and keep costs to a minimum when you live in that phase of saving. So at least you have money. You need money. It's the number one thing. And then when I went traveling, I spent it all and then
Yeah.
restarted the process. So I guess in that 10-year period, I worked half and traveled half, I think.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
savings behind me, though. No, I don't own anything. I don't have any savings really, apart from the last few years where I've recalibrated a little bit. And I have some student debt, but it's not like US debt. I just
Yeah.
don't pay it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't, don't compare me to anyone else really if you're listening, because everyone's journey is different. But if you really want to travel and that's your number one thing, for 5 years, go and get a few work permits and live in a different country and get some jobs, meet some people, travel the world. Yeah, it's kind of what I did.
I think it's just the thing is like, if you want it, make it work.
Yeah,
If you want it, like you can find a way. And there's so many different ways to travel now. Like you could do like teaching abroad. You can do the work
yeah,
visas. Australia,
yeah,
if you're under 31, I think you can do like a lot of the work visas there.
yeah. 35
Um,
now, I think, Australia and
oh
New
hell
Zealand
yeah. Okay, maybe I'll head
and
over there.
Canada. They're 35 now. Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Oh, I didn't know that. And there's and of course like the ultimate thing is to be like a digital nomad, or
yes,
you can frame it in a different way if you prefer, but like just being able to like have your own business and make your own hours, take your own vacations. That's the top tier, I think. Personally, in my opinion, that's the top tier of how you
agreed.
can travel. But I think if you don't have that yet, it's fine. Don't let that stop you. There's so many ways you can work abroad or just save money and do what you were. I did that before. I just would make a shit ton of money and then take 3 months off and then find another
Yeah,
job.
but that gets to a
Gets old.
point. It gets old after, so 2023, a year trip, amazing, load of countries. But I got to the end of that trip, burnt out from trying to find a job again. I was like, this is the
Yes.
last time I'm doing this. So I'm now on this journey because Marie helps me a lot. She's super awesome. She's kind of helped me through this phase where I'm trying to, I guess, find my own income
Mm-hmm.
and work towards that so I can leave my job now and it'd be the last job I have to get that's a 9 to 5 and have my
Yeah.
own hours, my own income. So I
Yeah.
think it depends how you want to go long term. But for me, I was like, right, I need to get this going. It's not going to be quick. It's not going to be easy.
No.
So when I came back in 2023, January, I was at a real low ebb. I was like, right, I've got to knuckle down here and just start again. So I've been starting again for nearly 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll be another year, a few priorities. So end of next year. And then we'll see where it goes from there. I think I'm hoping to go freelance in 2027. And I think long term, if you want to travel more long term, you've got to have your own income and own business
Yes.
and own
You
time.
do. You
That
absolutely do.
is, I can't agree more. That
Yeah.
is it. Yeah.
Yeah. What helped me is I hired a business coach and she said, okay, you need money right now. What's the skill you have? So
Yeah.
you don't always have to learn the new skill. Like you have skills right now that you can make money off of. I would start on Upwork. It's not like you're not going to use Upwork forever. It's just getting your foot in the door. Me and James are both podcast producers, and I think it's a phenomenal industry to get started in because
Yeah.
everyone and their mother has a podcast, wants to start a podcast, and it's retainer. It's
Yes.
you.
Retainers.
I've only had like I think I've had maybe 10 clients in 3 years. Like they're
God,
all the
dream.
same. They're all the same. I
Yeah.
think I've lost like three
Yeah.
in that whole scheme versus something like website design. You need a constant funnel. You need like project based
Mm,
stuff. So I am a big recommender of maybe doing YouTube or podcast, something like that. But whatever your skill is, you can find it. And I really want to shout out my coach, Krista Romano. Listen to her podcast, the Digital Nomad Life podcast. And don't tell me it doesn't change your life. She is your girl if you're trying to figure out how to turn your passion into a job and also make money from it. And I hired her and it expedited the whole process for me.
mm,
I was
yeah.
making $5,000 a month in 6 months. I made my first $3,000 in 3 months. Like because I hired a coach.
Yeah. You got to do an investment like that, I think.
You do. If you want to expedite it, you can do it on your
Yes.
own, but it might take years.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And luckily, you mentioned like how do I travel now? With my job now, I mean, American listeners might be shocked about this, but I get 6 weeks vacation a year and a week at Christmas. So I get
Wow.
7 weeks.
Wow.
So not enough
Yeah.
for me to travel, but enough to keep things at bay while I get this thing sorted. So
Yeah.
I've managed to tag on 3 weeks at Christmas. I'm actually away for a month this year at the end, which
That's
is
awesome.
crazy. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your travel podcast, Winging It. Who is it for? Who are you talking to?
Still don't know.
Same. I have no idea who my audience is. Who are y'all?
Who's? I reckon if you tell me at the start, it's for backpackers, budget travelers. And then I think it's morphed into the mid-range travelers because I do like to interview people who probably travel not always on a budget. It's not luxury travel though. I've only done that once in India this year. That was an experience. So I think it's mid-range. And I think it's also people who like the idea of traveling along with me because I do those immersive episodes, which takes so long to produce. But I do probably do one a month on average. I'm trying to get up to that for definitely for next year. So I try to bring people along. So what I do is I collect sounds and I put them together in the location. I give some live reaction if I recorded it at the time. If not, some post reaction and give a bit of a story and a journey for 10 to 20 minutes of a particular place. So I did a series for El Salvador, which I went to last year. Very popular. Now sort of piecemealing some previous trips because whatever you think about YouTube, and I do YouTube, you do need like good content for YouTube. You have to film lengthways, landscape and 1080p or 4K, right, to make it decent. But obviously, all the travels before that, I've had just like social media content, just like panning around. Well, that has sound, so I'm like, actually, any travels mostly from the last 5 or 6 years. Any one particular place, like Lebanon would be a great one. I need to do a Beirut one, really.
Please.
Where like I've got all this stuff on my phone. I'm like, oh, I can use that sound, right? So I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I've got loads of content available to create these episodes. They just take so long to produce. So next year that's the prioritization for that type of episode. But I also interview people like yourself who come on and talk about their journey. I think people like hearing stories and people conversing in a nice casual way. So I think maybe people want to hear some tips, some budget stuff, and experience traveling through their earphones if they can't travel somewhere. I think they're probably people I appeal to, maybe.
What are your actual top travel podcasts for when you were traveling?
As in, like, ones to listen to? Well, Armchair Explorer is probably up there.
My top.
I love Aaron. I think he's a top guy.
I want him on the podcast. Aaron, if you're listening to this, because I'm going to send this to you. I want you on my podcast so bad. You are my inspiration. Thank you.
His way of doing content and those type of episodes is, he's got such a radio voice.
I mean, like he's a writer. Like his actual voice, like how he tells a story is like no other. I love Armchair Explorer. Yeah,
that's the biggest inspiration for me to do the immersive episodes because he does immersive ones.
Yes.
So he's my inspiration for that type of content of mine. So I listen to his, and I listen to my friend Erin's podcast called Curious Tourism. Because it's about responsible tourism. So I like to dip in to make sure I'm not.
Probably should listen to that.
yeah. I'm not breaking any rules.
I'm sometimes I'm a bad tourist, so I probably should listen to that.
Yeah. So I listen to hers, and she's a friend of mine, and she's a great speaker. So that's one. I'm not a big travel podcast listener as per se, but those two are the top ones. Maybe I might dip into a few YouTubes actually.
Okay.
As well.
I love it. And then for your podcast, what's the episode do you recommend to start with?
Yeah, I do 3 types, like guests, solo, and immersive. So if you want to do an immersive episode, my personal favorite one is me climbing the Acatenango volcano in Guatemala last year because I have volcanic sounds in it. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
So the first 3 seconds is this volcano like erupting. I think that's pretty cool.
That's sick.
Check that one out. Or San Salvador is the most popular one in El Salvador. So those 2 are both immersive. Check those out if you want to get an idea. And for guests, you can check out Marie's episode. It's coming out in literally around the same time as this, probably. Any guest episode's great. I mean, maybe listen to the later ones. Aaron Miller's. Yeah, of course.
That was a phenomenal guest interview that y'all had fun, but also it was a masterclass of how to tell a story. That was a free masterclass from Aaron Miller on good storytelling.
We spoke for 3 hours, so that was
Incredible.
I divided it up into two, so that's the part one and part two. So Aaron's is a great episode.
Amazing.
Honestly, I love all my guests. I don't really like saying which one to pick, but
Yeah.
maybe go later ones because they're better production. So
Yeah. I always get cringe when I
yeah.
see someone's listening to my early stuff.
Yeah, I know. Have you thought?
Like I said,
I've got a question for you.
yeah.
Like, just a bit of a geeky question. Have you thought about going back, taking the audio out, and like redoing it, like maybe like touching it up and
No, those are
no?
memories.
Okay, fair.
Those are memories with my friends. And that's every podcast. Every podcast at the beginning is terrible. Now, when I produce a podcast, it won't be bad because I'm a producer. But like, I wasn't a producer back then, so I did not know how to ask questions. I still am learning. Actually, That's the one thing I'm learning as like a podcaster. I'm on the constant hunt of how to be a better storyteller, how to bring
That's my
out
journey.
the right emotions out of a guest. I have not even gotten close to conquering either of those two things. That's why I love that episode with Aaron Miller because I was like, this is how you do it.
Yeah, I'm on that same journey of the storytelling. I think I can ask questions pretty good, but I think storytelling is such an art. Like, it's the most underrated art as a human that I'm putting out there. There's very few really good storytellers. I just don't think there's that many.
No.
People tell stories and you think, oh yeah, that's cool. But I actually like drawing you in a story, an end, a middle, at the end. Like, I'm just trying to learn, how do you do that?
How do you do it? Honestly, I think it's something that's passed down through generations. Certain cultures are more storytellers, like they didn't write things down.
I feel
like
true.
Those people have an edge. Yeah. I learned the art of loving stories and loving history, but not how to tell it. And
yes,
when you meet a good storyteller. So that's a skill I'm constantly trying to learn. So, but to answer your question, no, I do not want to change my early episodes. It is what it is. I'm scared if I ever see, like, I look at my downloads and I'm like, yo, what? Like, you don't want to listen to anything new? Like, like, I think you should. Oh God. But okay. So you're saying to check out
Guatemala episodes for the volcano, for immersive, and San Salvador. All the El Salvador. There's a Spotify playlist for immersive episodes, so I put them all into one playlist if you want to check them out.
Yeah, maybe
there's like 10 or 11 on there. Yeah,
I'll add that in the show notes. And then I guess my last question for you is, do you have any advice for anyone wanting to start a travel podcast? Because there's so many people who want to, and they get a little hesitant, I think, because they think it's saturated.
And people do start them and don't carry on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, what's the biggest thing I could say? Oh my God, where do you start? I think you need patience. There's so many cliche things you can say with this answer, isn't there? But I think you've got to accept the first 2-3 years, unless you're a wholesale name. If you're just a nobody like me and you're starting out, you've got to accept the first 2-3 years of you finding your feet, what works, what doesn't. The audio is going to get better. The quality of the production is going to get better over time, unless you have experience in that before. But it's a journey, right? So I think the first 2-3 years is rough because you're going to have to accept low download numbers, low traction, and getting guests on that maybe are doing you a favor if you're a guest episode. But if you're just like on your own, you got to have stories. Like a bit of a rant here, right? Like, there's a lot of travel podcasts out there. Do I shit on them or not?
Yeah, do it.
I don't know. It's not really shit on them, but I find it quite an interesting area where there's a lot of focus in the travel podcasting space about money and how to travel and not the actual doing of it. Mm-hmm. There's so many things about, travel smarter, or, save budget here, or this is a great deal. I'm like, yeah. But what about the actual thing? Are we doing this or not? Like, this experience of actually doing travel. So I'm saying, if you're going to do a travel podcast, go and travel a little bit. Try and get some stories and some countries under your belt, because ultimately, I don't think you want to be a travel podcaster living through your travel through someone else.
No. You're so right. There's a lot of tip ones. A lot of tips out there. Yeah. Also, again, travel, not to like make this full circle, but it is about winging it. Like, you're taking the fun out by like, I'm going to fully prepare for my trip, and I know all the best tips, and I know all the best money hacks. And it's like, okay, now what? You're on a vacation. Actually, now you're not really traveling. I think you need to make mistakes. You need to be scammed a little bit when you travel. Like, it's travel tax. I call it a travel tax when you're traveling and like you fuck up or like something happens. Like, you need that as part of the travel. Otherwise, you are simply on a vacation. So I feel like maybe we are in more need of like travel experience podcasts. Like, again, why yours is so great, and why Aaron Miller's The Armchair Explorer is so fantastic is that you feel like you're in it.
Yeah.
He's interviewed people who went to the depths of the Mariana Trench, and I feel like I'm in the damn submarine,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and I'm
that's what I tried to do
terrified.
with the volcano one, like make you feel like you're literally on the edge of the
In it.
volcano, which I was.
I
That's the
love
whole
that.
point. Yeah.
We need more of
So
that.
I think the reason I want to go into that style of podcast episodes because I know it takes so long to produce, but the end result is the happiest I'm at. Like I
Mm,
love the end result of my episode, and I want people to experience through their ears, not watching it. They've got to imagine what it looks like, which is the part of the process. Like, what am I seeing? What am I doing? I've got a trip to end of the year. I mentioned I'm going to Bhutan, right? Very expensive.
wow.
But I'm like, this is the first time I'm doing a trip where on purposely I'm thinking, right, I need to collect sounds, have a story. It's not going to like make the trip bad or anything, but I'm like,
Mhm.
now I get to really plan out the story of Bhutan for 10 days.
Yes.
And
Act
Aaron
like more
said
like a
to me,
journalist, you know?
yeah, like a journalist. And Aaron said, if you go to Bhutan, you've got to let me know. So I'm going to let him know. And if he wants to pay for an episode, he can. Um, but yeah, so I'm now going into this realm. I think the guests are great. I've got 180 on there, and
So many guests.
I'll get to 200, and I maybe will start to really dial it back because that's a lot of content and long form content.
Hmm.
But I think the journey forward is for me is just giving you the experience of traveling instead
I
of like
love that.
dotting around it.
See,
Want you
right
to be in
there,
it.
that just shows like what I asked you, like, how do you create a good travel podcast? The first 2, 3 years, you were just again winging it, trying to figure it all out. And now,
Yeah.
like, what it's like year 3 or 4, you're figuring out like what you actually think your niche is, like what you're going to be
Yes.
specialized in, and that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. I think I'll probably do one guest a month next year. I think
Yeah,
that's where I'm going. And
yeah,
then it's going to be 2 immersives and 1 solo, maybe, or the other way around. But I really want to get into actually the traveling stuff of my own travels and giving you an experience rather than just always talking about it, which is fine. Like there's a place for it. But I think my long format interviews every week, I think are maybe over. I think it's definitely now down to one every 2 weeks. And then it's going to be very selective for you. You get one a month.
yep.
So,
Okay, well, James, where can people find you? Where do you want people to find you?
yep, wingingittravelpodcast.com website and Winging It Travel Podcast on all the classic apps. YouTube is just guests. And then the other Spotify, Apple, all the other episodes. And then if you want any producing of podcasts or editing, wingingitproductions.com. That's my new website. And that's my business I do editing for and some podcast launches. And yeah, and Instagram is Wing It Travel Podcast. So I think they're the main places to check out.
Yay. Well, if y'all want to check out anything of James, I will have it in the show notes. If you're looking for podcast production, if you're looking to listen to his podcast, because again, he has been everywhere. I think like literally right now as we're talking, he's like in Australia or something. I'm like, how, what? So yeah. And you are always welcome to message me on Instagram. My Instagram is at culturecultshow. If you ever have questions about like how I became a digital nomad and how I'm able to really just be totally free with my own business and travel whenever and wherever I want to. I love talking about that stuff and I love helping people. But honestly, again, I'm going to just send you to Krista's podcast, the Digital Nomad Life podcast. That's just where I'm going to send you because she's the one who helped me. But I will happy to talk about it in general. And yeah, I loved this episode because my family is actually Lebanese. And yes, I'm from Alabama, but there's actually quite a large Arabic population here because of my whole family. There's actually a lot of Syrian, Palestinian, and Lebanese people in Birmingham, and there's actually a lot of great food. We have a Middle Eastern festival at our church. I'm not Catholic anymore. I'm not even Christian anymore, but we have a really, really big Middle Eastern festival that happens in Birmingham, Alabama every year. And I've always loved the fact that my heritage is Lebanese. What I don't love is that I've lost a lot of it. Over the years, I guess we just lost a lot of the language and we lost a lot of the traditions. We still cook the food, which is fucking phenomenal. But Lebanon is a place I would love to go because that is where my family is from. And I instinctually, like, through my bones, love the food, love the music. I listen to Lebanese music all the fucking time. Even though I may have forgotten and I wasn't taught a lot of things from that culture, I can tell ancestrally there are certain things that still live within me that are Lebanese. So yeah, I love that my heritage does come from Lebanon and it is a culture and a country that I would love to experience. I actually have a fucking fire Arabic music playlist that I'm super proud of that has Egyptian music, Lebanese music, Palestinian music. If you want to ever be prepared for an Arabic wedding, you need to listen to my playlist. I'm going to drop it in the show notes. I'm very proud of it. Like Arabic music is so freaking underrated. It's not even funny. Oh, I love it so much. I love Arabic music. But anyways, loved this episode. Loved hearing about Lebanon. I feel like we haven't even talked about Lebanon at all on the podcast. And let's do a country shout out. Let's see who's been listening lately. Location. The last 5 episodes. Who is new that's been listening? Okay, that's sick. Finland? Whoa. We have to cover Finland. I actually don't know anything about Finland. I would love to cover that country. Finland has been listening. Puerto Rico. Hello, Bad Bunny. Mexico, Switzerland, Canada, Australia, UK, Germany. Germany, as always, you always pull through. I fucking love y'all. Ich liebe dich. Germany, you're the shit. Every time. I'm like, oh, it's always Germany. South Africa listened. Lithuania. Where even is that? Sorry if that's rude. That's why we have this podcast. We're always learning about countries. Where is Lithuania? It's in Europe. Cool. Never seen it before. Next to Poland. Sick. Well, thank you guys for listening. I always love it. I love when y'all listen. Okay. So the next episode isn't even recorded yet. I'm actually a bit struggling with the recording right now. I've started my own business podcast. It's called Your Girl, and it's for like coaches, and it's a business podcast, and it's how I'm getting clients. So I've been really focusing on that. And everyone I know and love is so busy to guest on the podcast. So I'm like, ooh, do I need to go on a holiday break for a month to catch up? But we still have a couple more episodes of Scotland. Then we're going to go into Iran, which I'm so excited about. I'm trying to get some special guests on for that. And then we're going to end the whole season with fucking Australia, which is going to be a riot. I cannot wait. But yeah, if there's a delay in episodes, it is because I am very busy with my business and also trying to create my business podcast and also trying to corral my cousins and friends to come record on the podcast, which is like herding mice or sheep, or fill in that phrase. It is. I'm actually really considering like I need a co-host. I think it is more hard to corral my friends and cousins to record with me and schedule a time than to record a damn podcast. So I'm looking for a co-host possibly. If you have a particular person that you love having on, let me know and I will give them a thought for them being my co-host. Right now, I'm looking to maybe get my friend Tony to be my co-host, who's like my friend from Alabama. And I feel like he's just the funniest fucking dude. And I feel like having 2 Alabama people talking about the world could not be more ironic. So we'll see. It might be Tony. We'll find out. I think I need a consistent co-host, not gonna lie, to help me. It is so hard getting my friends and cousins to schedule with me because we're all over the world. So this is not your problem. You don't care. I don't care either. I'm just trying to tell you why, if there's a little bit of a break between this episode and like the next, is because I am trying to get everyone to record with me, but it's December and it's the holidays. So anywho, I will see you for sure soon. We have one more episode of Scotland and then we're going into Iran, which I'm, a little bit intimidated to record. But I don't know why. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. I will see y'all next time. Cheers, y'all. Bye.